Hello, Daigle team. Welcome to this month's Daigle Safety Talk. Today we'll be covering PPE and chemical handling. What is PPE? PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. It's worn to minimize exposure to hazards that cause serious workplace injuries and illnesses. The type of PPE that you'll see at Daigle include gloves, reflective vests, safety glasses or goggles, closed-toed shoes, hard hats, Tyvek suits, and respirators. In order to assure that we are properly using PPE and getting the protection that we need to make sure that we're using it properly. When using gloves, we want to make sure that we're changing our gloves often and washing our hands in between to prevent hand contamination. Do not reuse gloves that you have used on different parts of your job site and throw them away after use. Reflective vests are also used as well in order for the wearer to be seen to alert a person or people that they are present during low visibility. We utilize safety glasses or goggles in order to protect against debris, impact, dust, mitts, splashes, and other things that may irritate your eyes. We utilize closed-toed shoes on all of our sites, so no open-toe shoes, slippers, Crocs, or slides. Please make sure that your shoes have proper traction so that you may stay safe on the flooring at your job sites. This includes sneakers or boots. We utilize hard hats as well to protect your head from falling objects, and we commonly use these on our construction sites. We utilize Tyvek suits when we need extra protection on a job site. They have a strong barrier to protect against small particles, microorganisms, and non-hazardous liquids. They offer a balance of protection, durability, comfort, and contamination control. We use these in tandem with respirators, which we use to protect from particles and from liquid contamination of the face. PPE is a critical part of our organization, and it also comes in handy when dealing with chemical handling. So these are some of the chemicals that you may encounter on your job sites: corrosive, flammable, toxic, reactive, biological or infectious, carcinogenic or cancer-causing, and radioactive. These chemicals can take many forms, including liquid, solid, gas, or vapor. These chemicals can be exposed to the body in a number of ways, including inhalation through your breathing, ingestion through your dietary tract, absorption through your skin, and injection through a needle. Exposure symptoms include eye discomfort, dizziness, headache, nausea, and vomiting, and other symptoms as can be seen on the picture in the middle of the slide. In order to assure that we don't have these instances of overexposure, we want to make sure that we are properly handling the chemicals. And we can do so by using caution, always following procedures. Our SOPs are in place to keep you safe. Reading all labels, keeping yourself and your workplace clean. Keeping yourself clean is very important as it may protect you from certain chemicals that you may encounter. And also keeping your closet clean based on the closet SOP will allow you to know where everything is so that you may plan ahead. Here we have some general safety tips in order to make sure that you are safe on your job site. Never smell or taste a chemical to identify it. You should instead read the label to know what you are using. Know all emergency procedures and equipment. We'll go over this in the next slide. Always read labels prior to use, as we've gone over. Store all hazardous chemicals properly. This is in line with our closet SOP. And always use hazardous chemicals as intended. We use a number of chemicals on the job sites at Daigle. Please utilize these chemicals in the way that our SOPs have set up in order to make sure that you are doing your job to the best of your ability and also staying safe while doing so. If you run into any emergencies, if you run into any emergencies during your work time, there are a couple of things that you want to know. You want to know emergency phone numbers. If you have been exposed to chemicals and you're experiencing symptoms of overexposure, you may want to reach out to the chemical exposure hotline at 1-800-222-1222. Or if there's an emergency, you'll want to reach out to 911. You also want to know how to control the spill. If the spill is a chemical that we commonly use at Daigle, you want to know how to clean that spill, make sure that it doesn't expand out and cause any damage. If the spill is beyond your abilities to clean, keep in mind any emergency exits on your job site so that you can make plans to evacuate. Last but not least, you want to know how to shut down equipment. We do use a lot of equipment at Daigle Cleaning Systems. It also utilizes chemicals and exposes you to chemicals as well. Please know of all emergency shutdown buttons on the device in order to stop it if it is ever malfunctioning. In conclusion, PPE is very important at Daigle Cleaning Systems. We use PPE on every job site. There are specific PPE tools that we use on each job site. If you want to know more or need help with understanding what is needed on your site, please reach out to your supervisor or manager so that they can go over this with you. Also, proper chemical handling is necessary. PPE is something that we utilize to handle the chemicals and minimize your exposure as much as possible. There are a number of different types of chemicals that you can be exposed to on your job sites, and they can cause certain reactions and symptoms. Please utilize the safety tips that we went over in this presentation on your job sites to minimize your exposure to chemicals. Utilize emergency measures if you're experiencing adverse reactions to chemicals or if there's an uncontrollable spill on your job site. So let's keep in mind all this information as we are going to our job sites each day. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this month's